Shalom. Today is October 21st. It is day 381 of the war here in Israel. And the newspaper in the first page shares the news about Ahsan Daxa. Mefaked Chativa 401. He's the commander of brigade number 401, Ahsan Daxa, that fell in Jabalia, the northern part of Gaza. Gvurat Hamachat, the might of the brigade commander. In this war, it reads, the senior commanders are fighting in the front with the soldiers in front of the fire. And this was Ahsan Daxa. He's 41 years old, from Daliat al-Karmel, a Druze village that fought in might and fell in battle. Let's take a look inside, and it reads, Ahsan, the hero of Israel. He was always in the front. He did, lo ro'eh mimeter. Lo ro'eh mimeter literally means he doesn't see from a meter, meaning he goes forward, not afraid, and he says whatever is on his heart. The colonel, Ahsan Daxa, fell yesterday in the Gaza Strip, and this opinion article asks the question, are we as Israel worthy of such great leaders and heroes? The headline reads, Hamachat, the brigade commander that stormed ahead. Here he is, and we see the picture in Gaza. He's walking, and he is the 6th colonel that has been killed in Israel since the beginning of the war. Aluf Mishneh Ahsan Daxa, Colonel Ahsan Daxa, was a very admired person for the younger Druze people that would counsel with him before they would enlist to the IDF. In the Second Lebanon War, he got a prize for being so courageous and heroic. He fell yesterday in a battle in Jabalia, which is the northern part of the Gaza Strip. When he went in the head of the force, he left behind him his wife Huda and his children Omri, Rif, and Yasmin. Another senior commander and 2 other officers were injured in this explosion where Ahsan Daxa was killed. I didn't know about Ahsan Daxa before, but we read here about an amazing commander, very humble and very courageous. And he was 41 years old. He's coming from the Druze people. The Druze are a ethno-religious minority within the Arab citizens in Israel. They usually live in the northern part of Israel, in the Golan Heights, and they're very faithful to Israel. Here's his family, and it reads here that he came from an amazing family. His whole village is in shock. This is last night with their traditional Druze clothing. Here in the photograph, we see Ahsan Daxa receiving his colonel rank from his commander. The colonel rank in Israel it has 3 round pins, and actually in Hebrew they call them falafelim, just as a nickname. One rank is 1 falafel, 2 falafelim, and colonel is 3 falafels. The last 2 weeks, it says here, 23 fighters have fallen in Israel in all fronts. Mechir hadamim hakaved, the heavy cost, the heavy price of blood, it reads, that Israel is paying for these battles against Hamas and Hezbollah. His brother here is writing, Achi, hayta atov beyoter, my brother, you've been the best. And he himself is a brigade commander, Hisham Ibrahim. So Ahsan Daxa comes from a very loyal family to Israel, and that many generations they've been serving in the IDF in very high-ranked positions. It's quite unique. It is a big loss for the IDF forces to lose such a great commander. May his memory be blessed. Next headline, Ma'amatz Amerikai lehafsakat esh, an American effort to cease fire in the north. On the column here, we see the number of sirens according to the timing from 7:09 in the morning, 8:13, 9:33, and on and on and on, all these sirens and rockets into Israel until 9:58 in the evening. It was a very tense day yesterday in the north, and if you were there, you'd not be at peace. In the photograph, we see a rocket being intercepted in the north above Haifa, the skies above Haifa. While Biden's representative and the Secretary of the United States are expected to come soon to Israel to try to come to a ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel, the battles in the north are just increasing. 170 rockets were launched yesterday towards Israel with fires in Israel and harm to equipment in Haifa. This is during Sukkot. If you were up in the north, you would not have a nice peaceful vacation or holiday of Sukkot. It's pretty massive. While Israel is still fighting and attacking different economic and other targets in Hezbollah, with the effort to bring quiet. They want all of the Israelis that have been evacuated from their homes for so many months to come back. So really the IDF is trying to bring complete quiet and clean out the area in southern Lebanon that has been such a threat to Israel. The next headline is about a concern in America regarding the leakage of top secret information that was leaked from the United States out to the world through Twitter and Telegram. This is serious. There's a leakage of top secret information about the preparations of Israel attacking Iran. Now, how does the US have it? We did not share it with them, but they do follow us. The United States does follow Israel, and Israel knows it. They have great technology to follow us, including the satellites, and Israel knows that they're following us naturally. However, the fact that it has been leaked is the question, how and why. And it says here that Israel is not suspecting it is a intentional act of the government, but rather probably someone from within the government that is anti-Israel and is upset that the United States is standing with Israel towards the attack in Iran. The documents share here about the Tilim, the rockets that Israel is using, and the preparations and the drills that the Air Force is doing towards the Iranian attack. The United States was quick to apologize, and they're pretty much embarrassed. It says here they're going to have a quick, urgent investigation on how this happened. The next article is about the Jordanian border, where during the weekend there was an attempt to infiltrate, not just an attempt, an infiltration, meaning terrorists actually crossed through the fence and entered Israel. And here, two soldiers, one of them is 22 years old, and her commander neutralized these terrorists. Now, the citizens that are living right near the border on the Israeli side have been seeing some suspicious movement, and they're very happy that the IDF was quick in this moment. Here we see the dead terrorist on top of the vehicle. So the IDF soldiers were ready and shot them on time. This prevented a terror attack, or even worse, in the Jewish villages that are on the Israeli side of the Jordanian border. Batachana ha'achrona shel Sinwar, the last stop of Sinwar. This article is interviewing the soldiers that attacked Sinwar's, where Sinwar was staying, not knowing that he was Sinwar. And it just shows they're coming to this place, to this house that was destroyed. Here it is before it was destroyed. Beautiful residence. Here it is after it has been destroyed, with an Israeli flag on top of it. The soldiers that were part of assassinating Sinwar are coming and visiting the place and looking at the details and going over things with a journalist. Here's Sinwar before he was dead, and here he is on the couch before the IDF exploded the place. Here's the bedroom. And there are two peace doves made out of paper on one of the walls. Very interesting. So this is not Sinwar's home. This is 14 kilometers away from the Israeli border. It's closer to the Mediterranean Sea. It's quite far from the border then. And this is not Sinwar's home. Again, to remind you, he escaped to this place after he saw that the Israeli soldiers have noticed him and the two other Hamas guys that were with him. Now, what's interesting is that the soldiers, when they saw the image of Sinwar still alive through the drone coming in, as they sent the drone in to stay safe, they were laughing. They say, "Voila, this looks like Sinwar." And they didn't even believe it's actually true. And only after he was dead and they came physically, they saw that was actually him. The commander, though, of the force is saying this is not a coincidence. This is not just happened to be. The force here has been working very, very hard day and night by cleaning out the terrorists from the place, and their awareness is what caused zoning into Sinwar, although not knowing that it was actually him. And to end, this is still Sukkot. It's still Sukkot in Israel, although it doesn't really feel like it. But the kids are on vacation and families are supposed to be together, having a good time. Israelis love to travel, and in the north there's no traveling right now, although usually it is packed with Israeli visitors and even international tourists. But this little article in the end is saying even though the security situation of Israel is tense, 70,000 Israelis left their homes and visited some national parks, and this is all in the desert, as you see, near the Dead Sea, camping out in Mamshit, in Nachal Gov, in Ein Gedi, in Tel Arad, maybe some of these places you know yourself being here as tourists. So also you can come as tourists to the south of Israel and enjoy Israel, pray for Israel from within Israel. Thank you for standing with us. This is Rotem again for All Israel News.